Welcome to German History with a German accent. My name is Wolf, W-O-L-F, just like the animal. And in today's video, I'm speaking about Theodor Heuss. As always, if you enjoy these videos, please make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Theodor Heuss was born on January 31st, 1884 in Brackenheim in southwest Germany, a son of Ludwig and Elisabeth Heuss. After he graduated school with his Abitur, the German diploma that permitted him to attend university in the year 1902, he studied history, arts, philosophy, and national economy at the universities in Munich and Berlin. Once he graduated, he worked as a political contributing editor at the newspaper Die Hilfe, or The Help in English. By 1908, Theodor Heuss married Ellie Knapp in Strasbourg, at this time also part of the German Empire. Heuss was not drafted during the First World War due to a shoulder injury, which also exempted him from serving in the military after graduating school. He wrote about the war that, in his opinion, Germany had to defend its powerful position in Europe against aggressive enemies, but at the same time, Heuss was also against a German racist nationalism and limitless expansion forces. During the times of the Weimar Republic, Theodor Heuss was a periodic member of the German Reichstag. Initially, he welcomed democratic reforms in the German Empire and was skeptical against a German republic. But he was also against a return to monarchy as a government form. While being a member of the Reichstag, he was one of the men voting in favor of the Enabling Act that allowed the National Socialists to bypass the Parliament and Reichspräsident when making new laws. Although this vote took place at the time when the National Socialists pressured members of the Reichstag to vote in their favor, and therefore the vote was no longer free, Theodor Heuss had to explain his agreement to the Enabling Act in the future. During the time of the Third Reich, Heuss lost his seat in the Reichstag and worked as a journalist, but after publishing articles that criticized some of the actions of the regime indirectly, he had to step down from his position and focused on writing biographies. It is to say that on the one hand, books he published had been prohibited by the National Socialist government, and on the other hand, Heuss supported certain actions of them. For example, the Anschluss of Austria and the withdrawal of Germany of the League of Nations. The final years of the Second World War, Heuss and his wife spent in a little apartment in southern Germany after he had been warned that the Gestapo began to look into him after the failed July 20th plot 1944. Although Theodor Heuss was no key figure in resistance against the National Socialist regime, he offered to support a new government as chief press officer. After the war, he became a politician in southwest Germany as a secretary in charge of education. By 1948, he was elected as the party leader of the FDP, the Free Democratic Party of Germany, and held this position until September of the following year, when he was elected to be the first Bundespräsident, or federal president, of West Germany. Theodor Heuss was one of the politicians who worked on the new German Grundgesetz, the basic law for the Federal Republic of Germany, which would be used as the new German or West German constitution. Once it was accepted on May 23rd in the year 1949, this would be the founding date of the Federal Republic of Germany. In September of the same year, Theodor Heuss was elected to be the first president of West Germany, which is the highest position in the country. But although the president is the highest position in the country, it is the chancellor in Germany who is leading the country. The newly elected German president saw it as one of his main objectives to have the German people accept the democracy and the newly founded German Republic, which did not happen in the Weimar Republic. In fact, the Weimar Republic would also be called the Republic without Republicans. Heuss used the authority of his position, for example during speeches, to direct the German people through the post-World War II times. He specifically tried to avoid power challenges with the Chancellor Konrad Adenauer and left him in charge of leading the politics of the country. Theodor Heuss instead focused on representing the Federal Republic of Germany. It was also helpful that in most cases Heuss agreed with Adenauer's politics anyways. During his 2 consecutive terms, the president was very popular and celebrated in the West German population. His approval rating was at an astonishing 84% by the end of his terms. Theodor Heuss was in favor of working through the NS past of Germany, although he disagreed with the idea that everyone living in Nazi Germany was guilty of crimes. I want to mention, though, that most Germans at this time tried to not speak about the NS past. This circumstance really only changed after the 1968 student protest movements. Heuss, after the Federal Republic of Germany became a sovereign state again, visited other European countries, former war enemies, to begin the act of reconciliation. When his second term came to an end in 1959, the West German public and politicians discussed a change of the German Basic Law, which limited the position of Bundespräsident to 2 consecutive terms. Even Heuss himself showed some interest in a change, but ultimately disagreed to a change of the rules just because of his persona. He spent his final years in Stuttgart, also southwest Germany, where he continued to hold presentations about topics he deemed important as well as his writings. In the year 1963, his health deteriorated and he passed away on December 12, 1963, at the age of 79. Thank you so much for watching.